Yo ho, a pirate's life for Disney. With 5 films, a series of video games, and 18 spin-off books, Pirates of the Caribbean is the 10th most profitable movie franchise ever, earning over $3 billion. But how well would you do at a Pirates Trivia pub night? Watch this video and you'll definitely earn some free drinks. Or just invite us and I'll answer for you. Either way, here are 28 facts about Pirates of the Caribbean we bet you did not know. Michael Eisner, then CEO of Disney, wanted to shut down production of the first movie because he didn't think it would perform, and he was not exactly a fan of Johnny Depp's performance early on.
The great Jack Sparrow is not some drunk in a cell. Do we even have a ship? A crew? Pants?
The Disneyland and Disney World rides that inspired the movie was in turn updated to reflect the movies with a new story featuring animatronic versions of Captain Jack and Barbossa. The updated ride opened in 2006, coinciding with the world premiere of Dead Man's Chest.
I'm Captain Jack Sparrow. Savvy.
Johnny Depp came up with his catchphrase, "Savvy," on the spot, and is known for improvising a lot of lines that made it into the final versions of the films. That tattoo on Jack Sparrow's arm? It's real! Now, although it started out as a fake, he got it inked following the first film.
I shall need to know your name.
What do you say to 3 shillings? When we forget the name.
Depp's portrayal of Jack was famously inspired by Keith Richards. The actor viewed pirates as the rock stars of their day, and the joke played out in kind when Richards portrayed Sparrow's dad in 2007's At World's End and 2011's Stranger Tides.
Does his face look like it's been to the fountain of youth?
Depends on the light.
Richards was supposed to make his entrance in 2006's Dead Man's Chest, but his schedule did not allow for it, and he almost missed out shooting At World's End due to injuries sustained from falling out of a tree. Legend has it that when he did show up to film, he got so drunk that director Gore Verbinski had to prop him up for his scenes.
You best start believing in ghost stories, Miss Turner.
Geoffrey Rush's Barbossa was possibly inspired by a Turkish pirate known as Redbeard, who eventually became a fleet admiral in the Ottoman Imperial Navy. By the way, when Barbossa makes a surprise return at the end of Dead Man's Chest, the reactions on the actors' faces, they're legit. They were told Zoe Saldana's character Anna Maria would be making an appearance and didn't know Rush was even returning. Rush is not listed in the credits, though his assistant was. The 3 main characters in the franchise have names connected to birds: Jack Sparrow, Elizabeth Swann, played by Keira Knightley, and even Will Turner, played by Orlando Bloom, who was a 16th century ornithologist. Although the part of Jack Sparrow is now inexorably linked to Depp, co-creator Stuart Beattie had another actor in mind when he wrote the part: Hugh Jackman.
I may have deserved that.
But at that time, Disney did not think Logan himself was big enough for the job. Christopher Walken, Michael Keaton, Matthew McConaughey, and the dread Pirate Roberts himself, Cary Elwes, were all considered for the part of Jack Sparrow.
Funny old world, isn't it?
The sequel, Dead Man's Chest, was the 3rd movie in history to cross the global box office milestone of $1 billion, behind Titanic and Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. And it became the highest grossing Part 2 in movie history.
A toast to piracy and its many shiny rewards.
Dead Man's Chest, that was filmed back-to-back with the 3rd movie, At World's End, and released just under a year apart. Dead Man's Chest, which introduced the tentacle-faced Davy Jones, played by Bill Nighy, won an Oscar for visual effects due to the magic from Industrial Light and Magic. Nighy wore makeup around his eyes and mouth, but his face, all CGI. Meanwhile, another new character, Bootstrap Bill, played by Stellan Skarsgård, was all practical makeup, which took 4 hours to apply. Calypso, played by Naomi Harris in Dead Man's Chest and At World's End, is a goddess of the sea in Greek mythology, but she is considered one of Barbossa's heathen gods in the movies. Interesting tidbit, every character Elizabeth Swann kisses, they die. According to canon, the Black Pearl ship was originally named Wicked Wench. the same name of the ship shelling the fort in the Disneyland attraction. Jack Sparrow later made a deal with Davy Jones and the ship was rechristened as the Pearl. On the topic of actual pirates, the so-called Golden Age of piracy lasted from approximately the 1650s to the 1730s. But the films are set between 1720 and 1750, when piracy was already walking the plank. Interestingly enough, although eye patches are a staple of the pirate genre, they weren't seen in the franchise until at World's End. And pirates really were branded by the real-life East India Trading Company, but not on their arms, on their forehead. The Council of Pirates featured in At World's End, that was a real thing, called the Brethren of the Coast in the 17th and 18th centuries. Real pirate flags were also featured in the third installment. We see the flags of Calico Jack Rackham, Black Bart Roberts, Edward Lowe, Christopher Moody, Thomas Tew, and Edward Teach, aka Blackbeard.
Syfy! You showing up here is truly a remarkable coincidence.
At World's End stirred up some controversy when it introduced the Singaporean pirate Sao Feng, played by Chow Yun-fat. The film was censored in China with his scenes trimmed, and Dead Man's Chest, that was banned outright in the country because the movie portrayed elements of the supernatural and the afterlife. Now this is notable since the new Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Shanghai Disneyland is considered a technical achievement, and Pirates of the Caribbean 5, Dead Men Tell No Tales, will actually premiere at the park. At the conclusion of At World's End, Will Turner is only allowed to return to land for 1 day every 10 years. Now the fifth film, Dead Men Tell No Tales, will be released 10 years and a day after the 2007 film's premiere. And speaking of Part 5, with a budget of a purported $320 million, this outing will be the most expensive movie of 2017 and the second most expensive movie of all time. So what was the most expensive movie ever made? Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. But that one earned back its $378 million budget with a box office take of more than $1 billion.
Jack! I'm so sorry, were you still talking?
Enough!
Aren't you glad you know all this Pirates-related trivia? If we missed any, parlay with us in the comments below, and you'll be wanting to subscribe to our YouTube videos for more. Savvy?
Did everyone see that? Because I will not be doing it again.